You paid $100 for a video game, and somewhere this week, a headline told you it only cost Rockstar $8 to make it. $8. So you did the math everyone's doing right now, 100 minus 8, and you got angry about $92 of pure profit. Hold that number, because almost none of it is true. Let's be precise, the way nobody online is being. The standard edition of Grand Theft Auto 6 is $79.99. The $100 version, the one in the headlines, is the Ultimate Edition. Pre-orders open today. So you paid $100. The real question isn't whether Rockstar is greedy, it's this. Of that 100, who actually takes a cut before a single dollar reaches the people who made the game? The answer is stranger than the outrage. The biggest hand in your $100 isn't Rockstar. And the $8 to make it, that figure is a magic trick. Start with what you actually bought. Not a disc. There is no disc. The physical Ultimate Edition is a cardboard box with a download code inside it, which is why 2 retailers are refusing to even stock it. What you bought is a file. Bytes. A copy of a copy of a copy. And here's the thing about copying a file. It costs essentially nothing. The second copy, the millionth copy, the 50 millionth copy, each one costs Rockstar about $0 to produce. No factory, no shipping, no plastic, no warehouse. The first copy of GTA 6 cost a fortune. Every copy after it is basically free. That's the part the $8 to make it headline quietly skips over. It takes a number that describes the whole game and pins it on your single copy, as if Rockstar ran a little factory and stamped out your download for $8. They didn't. Your copy cost them almost nothing. The $8 is describing something else entirely. So when someone tells you the game costs $8 to make, your first question should be, which copy? Because if you want to know where your money actually goes every time you spend it, that's the whole point of this channel. One product, the full money trail, every week. Subscribe and you'll never look at a price tag the same way again. Now, about that $8. The $8 is real. It's just not what you think it is. It isn't the cost of making your copy. It's the cost of making the entire game once divided by every copy they expect to sell. GTA 6 reportedly cost somewhere between $1 and $2 billion to build and market. Nobody outside Rockstar knows the real figure. The CEO would only call it expensive. So take $2 billion and divide it by the number of copies GTA is expected to move. The last one, GTA 5, has sold over 225 million copies. $2 billion spread across 250 million copies comes to about $8 a copy. That's the 8. It's not a manufacturing cost. It's an accounting average, the development budget, smeared thin across 250 million buyers. Change the assumptions and it moves. Assume a bigger budget and fewer sales, and the same calculation spits out $18. It's a number wearing a disguise. And we've seen this movie before. GTA 5 cost about $265 million to develop and market. Back in 2013, the most expensive game ever made. Run that same trick on GTA 5, $265 million divided by 225 million copies, and the cost to make each copy comes out to roughly $1. $1. Did anyone feel ripped off paying $60 for a game that cost $1 to make? Of course not, because that was never what the number meant. It's the same sleight of hand, just with a scarier total. So put the $8 where it belongs. It's one line on the receipt. A small one. Now let's find the big one. Before your $100 reaches Rockstar, it passes through a toll booth. And the toll booth takes $30. When you buy GTA 6 on PlayStation or Xbox, the store, Sony or Microsoft, keeps 30% of the sale. On a $100 purchase, that's $30. Gone, before Rockstar sees a cent. Sit with the comparison for a second. The development budget baked into your copy was about $8. The store that just handed you a download keeps $30. The platform takes nearly 4 times more than it costs to put the game in your copy for hosting a file and processing a card. Now, the platforms will tell you the 30% isn't pure profit, and they're partly right. That cut also covers the payment processing, the storefront, the servers that host the download, the refunds, which is actually the point. It means when you buy on PlayStation, you don't pay a separate card processing fee on top. It's already inside the 30. One toll, not two. But 30% isn't a law of nature either. Epic Store takes 12. Microsoft's own PC Store takes 12. Steam starts at 30, but drops to 20 for a game that sells as much as GTA will. 30 is just the number Sony and Microsoft both happen to charge, on the 2 consoles where GTA 6 launches first. When the only 2 doors into the living room charge the exact same toll, that's not a coincidence. That's the cut. That's your missing money. Not $92 of Rockstar profit, $30 of platform. So let's lay the whole 100 out on the table. $30 to the platform. About $8 of development amortized. Call it $3 of marketing per copy from that billion-dollar campaign. A few dollars more for servers and the live ops that keep the world running. Though, I'll be honest, that last one, nobody can source precisely, so treat it as a guess. Add the real costs up and they come to maybe $40-something, which leaves the rest, somewhere around $56 of every 100 as Take-Two's gross take. And here's the most dramatic part. That $56 still isn't the profit you're picturing. Because Take-Two, Rockstar's parent company, just reported a $4.5 billion loss. On paper, the most valuable game company on Earth lost money. This is exactly the kind of number that gets ripped out of context to start a fight. So this is what the cut is for. Follow the dollar, not the headline. Subscribe. Because that loss is a ghost. It's a $4 billion accounting write-down tied to an old acquisition, Zynga. Not a single dollar that left the building. Strip the ghost out, and GTA is one of the most profitable products in entertainment. Don't let anyone tell you Rockstar is losing money on this. They are not. And one more hand you forgot. The one nobody pictures as a villain. Wherever you live, a slice of that $100 never belonged to anyone in the game industry at all. In most of Europe, value-added tax of around 20% is baked into the shelf price. In the United States, sales tax gets added at checkout instead. Either way, that money goes to a government, not to Rockstar, not to Sony, and almost nobody screaming about the $100 price tag ever counts it. It's the quietest cut on the receipt. Now the comparison that explains everything. Remember, there's no disc. That wasn't laziness, that was math. When a publisher sells you a physical disc, they keep about 55 cents on the dollar, after the store's margin, the manufacturing, the shipping, the distributor. When they sell you the same game as a download, they keep about 70. 15 cents on every dollar. That's the prize for killing the disc. Multiply it across 50 million copies, and it's real money. So the disc died, not because discs are old-fashioned, because a download is worth 15% more to the people selling it, and a download can't be resold, can't be lent, can't be traded in at GameStop. The $30 platform cut is the toll you can see. The dead disc is the cut you can't. The resale value that quietly stopped existing the moment your physical copy became a code in a box. So here's the part that should actually change how you feel. The $100 you're arguing about? For Take-Two, it's almost a rounding error. 80% of the company's money doesn't come from selling you the game. It comes from what you spend after you've already bought it. The in-game cash, the shark cards, the microtransactions inside GTA Online. 80%! The one-time $100 is the entry ticket. The casino is what's behind the door. And the casino never closes. GTA Online has reportedly pulled in over $1 million a day, year after year, from players buying digital cash. The shark cards alone, little bundles of in-game money, are estimated to have brought in billions over the life of the last game. That is the actual product. The $100 box is just how they get you to the table. GTA 5 cost about $265 million to make. It has earned somewhere around $10 billion. Almost none of that came from the box price. It came from a decade of people buying digital money, $20 at a time. So go back to the headline. A $100 game that costs $8 to make. Now you know the 8 is an accounting average, not a cost. You know the biggest single hand in your 100 is the platform's 30. You know the disc died, so the publisher could keep an extra 15%. And you know the box was never the point. You didn't pay $100 for a game. You paid $100 for a ticket. And everyone, Sony, Microsoft, Take-Two, already knows you'll be back to spend more. That's where your $100 went. The outrage picked the wrong villain. This was the cut. Everyone takes a cut. Now you know who got yours.